been happening, Leo?
Just working away, brother.
Yeah.
Same old, just life, work.
I know you're a long way from Mangere, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
I came here about 30 years ago, 1988.
Shucks.
Came here when I was 18.
18 years old.
Yeah.
Was that with the whole family?
No, our family, my father and some of the boys come over first from New Zealand to set us up, and then I came over later. Then did my last year of school here, year 12.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Enmore High.
Okay.
So I did, secondary school at De La Salle College, Mangere.
Yep. De La Salle. Shout out to all the boys from De La Salle. Yeah, definitely got a big reputation out in South Auckland. Yeah, and this is one of your sons right here.
Yeah.
He's done well. Were you born in Samoa? Were you born in New Zealand?
No, I was born in Auckland.
Yep.
Middlemore Hospital, South Auckland.
Okay.
And I grew up, went to Holy Cross Primary in Papatoetoe. My family went there. I'm in a family of 7 boys.
Yep.
And I'm the second youngest. My father and my mother are from Samoa, and my father's from Samoa, and father's mother's from Fulfilment, and my mother's family's from Waiwhaku, Whangaloa, Tanoi, Lalomama, all these different villages, and my mother's father's from Sasakele, Whalealili, and Salan in Whalealili.
That's all in Samoa. That's like the south coast.
My father's, we're from Fulfilment. It's the west south coast. Yep. Anga in the south coast. So Fulfilment and Lefanga, and then Samako's north.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
As you're coming from Leo Moenga and you're going left and you're coming down to Mulifongo.
Okay.
And then down into Samako, Whanalakai, and then Fulfilment, and then Lefanga.
And
so my parents went there. Ended up in Grey Lynn. My parents met, and then had 7 boys, and pretty much we all went to Holy Cross Primary, Papatoetoe, and then we all went to De La Salle College.
Okay, so you lived in Papatoetoe?
No, we lived in Cramen Drive.
Cramen Drive. I tried to look that up on the maps. Whereabouts is that?
Cramen Drive is off. It's by Aurora College. It's at the back of Aurora Park. Raglan Street, and then there's parks. Then the park goes left behind. Then there's off Skipton.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I was going to say, is it off Skipton? So it's
kind of like parallel to where Aurora College is.
But how long were you guys over there for?
We were there for about since the 70s. Because I was, I think, my middle name's Cramen. So I think I was named after that time.
Okay.
So not too long, I reckon, probably in the early 70s, and then we bought another house in Frisian Drive. Then we went and lived there for a while, and then we rented the Cramen Drive house to some of our relatives.
Okay.
And then when they left, we ended, then we bought another house at Viola Avenue. Closer to De La Salle.
Yep, okay.
That shop on Massey Road who used to be the Coca-Cola sign.
Yeah.
All the De La Salle people know that.
But you got a background with your church as well?
We went
to
St. Therese, my father's Catholic, so we went to St. Therese Church, and then we're part of St. Therese Samoan Catholic Church, and my father was the head of the Sunday school for St. Therese. But my father was also the head of the Auckland Catholic Bible class.
Well, that's it. That's awesome, for all of Auckland?
Yeah, for the whole of Auckland.
Shucks, they must have put a lot of pressure on you boys there.
Well, I read the Bible a lot.
Yeah.
So when we did when they did the big church at the town hall, and all the ecclesia, the Catholic ecclesias come, there was, I think there was about 20 to 30 back in those days. We had carlongas, games and all that. So I read the Bible a lot. We had Sunday school, every year I went to Sunday school. I won the Bible award, so I had at least 7 Bibles.
Oh, that's awesome, as but you know, winning all those awards and doing so well, and that, did you think you were headed that way as far as you know?
Well,
Because you know, because in our culture, ministers, priests, you know, all the heads, they're all pretty much revered in families. Like, you know, you're not going to become a doctor or a lawyer, and you become a priest is like the next best thing, you know.
Yes. Look, my father was at the end of the day, he was like a missionary, and he was very high up, and he was very revered in the whole Auckland Catholic in the Bible. So, and he had a very good understanding of the Bible and Samoan as well. So he could use Samoan in the Bible, and that, you know, that's what they do to them. Is they, you know, quote the Bible alongside Samoan, the poems, the metaphors, and all of that sort of stuff. So he was very good at that.
At such a young age, you could understand all that, like
Not
the depth
really.
with the meanings and all that.
No.
So they were just stories
just told
to you.
Yeah, there were stories, and it was, you know, you just had to read it. You know, I mean, later in life, I just took away the essence. Like I was saying earlier, but for me, at the end of the day, I only take a few things from the Bible. I don't really, you know, because I believe you have to be more interactive in life. You just can't go into church all week, you know, and that's it. You know, if that's it, well, okay. But there's more to what the Bible's saying, and it's about engaging people in your community. So I do a lot of community work through the arts and culture sector. I've been a youth worker for 10 years. And then I use all of my wealth of knowledge in youth and areas. And then I moved into the arts and culture sector after I left the Sharks. You know, ran away from
Oh yeah, that's a big one, eh?
Yeah, I'm more about actions than words, and then just going to church. No, it's good to go to church, and it's good to bring the family up in that, but there's another level of engagement while we're here on the earth. And that's about using your skills in life to assist and help other people.
Oh, most definitely. There definitely is, no matter, you know, whatever goals that you want to set, there always has to be that thing that you know, you always feel like you got to give back. Somehow, like it's not all about like well, it is like if you set yourself these goals and you reach it, but it's actually a part of your journey to make you that person.
And so like my father, he had his legacy, and that's what I say to a lot of my friends, is that's our parents' legacy. That's the Māori movement's legacy, but what's our legacy? You know, our legacy is, what, are we just going to sit there and, you know, and ride away and wait till you go to heaven to be judged? Well, we're going to sit and look around and see what needs work. You know? And it takes you know, you have to really find yourself to really want to do that. Want to do it.
Oh, definitely.
And there are a lot of people doing it, but I believe that more people can be doing it. You know? And it's a personal thing too, you know. Sure enough, people are working, people bring up their families and stuff like that, but there are a lot of people that are out there also assisting, and and people should know that they can do it, regardless of all of their things in life that they got, you know. That limits what you believe you can do.
That's life at the moment, isn't it? Like getting through the hustle and bustle of
life is tough at the moment.
Work, kids, family, everything, and trying to make, you know, trying to keep everything on an even platform, you know.
Life is tough, you know. Life is very tough. There was a stage when I was working in Redfern at the Aboriginal Centre. When I left football, rugby league, I ran away from the Sharks. And then I was in the city at Redfern, and I saw this big mural, Aboriginal mural, and it almost like drove me in and sucked me in. When I went in there, I was really taken by the artwork and that. Anyway, when I got inside there, there was all Aboriginal kids running around in the centre after hours. And then I was talking to a lady, Anne Cummings, and then she said, "Are you interested in volunteering?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I'll volunteer." So this is the pathway, the doorway into what I'm talking about is giving time. So I actually had, for example, 35 hours voluntary work and 15 hours real work. And luckily I had a partner who was understanding of that.
Yep.
And so that was what it was like for a while. It was like volunteer, and then that got me into being more conscious about stuff. What's happening to the Aboriginal people?
Yep.
Is this going to happen to our people? Or what are the things that are happening in their community that's going to happen in our community? Or how can we better ourselves?
Okay.
My name is Lil Tanoi. My parents are Samoan. My father's family is from Samoan, and my father's mother's family from Fasela. My mother's family is from Wafako Whangaloa and Tanunga Manono, and my mother's father's family is from Sasakele and Salang, Whalehalili. We were born in New Zealand, Auckland, South Auckland, Middlemore, and I'm one of 7 boys. I'm the second youngest. And we went to school at Papatoetoe Primary School. And then all of us later went to De La Salle College. And at De La Salle College, I was into athletics, sports, cricket, rugby league, played for the first 15. And then I actually left the first 15 to play for Mangere.
Everybody knew you were a good rugby league player, and everybody used to, your name used to come up all the time. And I think back and I'm like, well, did you play any club rugby? Like I knew you as far as schools are concerned. You know, they know who you were.
When I was Form 5, I played first 15, and I played first 5. I was number 10.
Wow, for De La Salle?
Yeah, for De La Salle. And so, we had a really good team. Unfortunately, I got injured quite a lot, and I had head injuries. And so, there was 2 when we played Mount Albert Grammar. I got kneed in the head by accident, and so I had to get carried off. And then we played 1 week before the Auckland trials. I made the Auckland trials, and then we played Kelston or someone, and I got knocked out again. So I didn't make it to the Auckland trials.
That was a bad run.
It was a very bad run because I wasn't allowed after that to play any sport. So my parents stopped me from playing. But and then we came here when I was 18, and so I played. Our family, we stayed in the city, St. Peter's, in Reskinville, and in the area where we lived, there was a Aussie family across the road, and they were Zetland supporters. So Zetland is one of the big South Sydney clubs. So Zetland's like the big South Sydney club. It's got all the legends.
Wow.
And so they asked us, because we were always sitting outside our house, me and my brothers, and then the Bailangi man come over and said, "You guys play footy?" And we said, "Yeah." And then next thing we were playing for Zetland. And so
who was playing? It was you?
Me, and I was playing in my team. I was under 16, but Pat was playing in the under 15s. But they had Jim Sedaris, Sean Garlick, Terry Hill, Jim Sedaris.
You're kidding.
All of my brother's younger team. And those guys, and that's where Pat grew up with those guys. And then they went from, and then after that I left there and we went and played for St. Peter's, where there was all Samoans and Tongans.
Was that the reason why you went to that club?
No, we were just, my cousins, and then my uncle, he's Tongan, and that he had friends at St. Peter's, and he said, come and play for them. And so we all went and played for St. Peter's. But our team wasn't good at playing the game, but we were good at starting the fight. It was one of those teams, If you lose the game, start the fight.
So
rugged South Auckland style.
You had a bit of fun playing at that club?
I was playing the A grade when I was like 18.
Well, that's
with
amazing.
My brothers and that.
And that's so. Tell me the process that got you into playing with the Sharks.
Well, I was at TAFE, and I was studying accountancy, and at the back of our class there was some guys that said that they made into the Cronulla trials. So me and my Greek mate said to him, when's the trials? And they said, it's in 2 weeks at Shark Park. And we said, Anyway, 2 weeks later, we were at a party with my brothers and that,
Yeah.
and my friends, and I said, hey man, there's a Cronulla Sharks trials the next day. And so we actually woke up and we all jumped in the car, put our boots in there.
Oh, you're kidding?
And then sat outside waiting for my mates to turn up.
Yeah.
And then they turned up and they walked in. So then we all got out of the car and walked in there. So when we got to the inside, one of the old guys who I didn't know at that stage was a guy who always looked after the jerseys.
Yeah.
So he said to us, "Oh, which club from Cronulla are you guys from? You know, that you got selected from?" And we said, no, we didn't get selected by anyone. Man. And I told him the story about my friends at the accounting, and he was laughing. And so the funniest thing was, he looked around, looked at us again. We were just standing there with our boots looking at him. And he said, okay, get in there. And then he wrote our names down, and we went in. And then when they were organising the trial, they were calling out the people, and someone didn't come. So they put my brother in that team, they put me in this team, and my other friends, Bronson and them, put them in that team. And then next thing, we were all playing against each other. But what happened was, because I was a bit drunk, and we were all drunk, and it was really hot, steaming hot. I didn't last more than 5 minutes, and I got my jersey and took it off and threw it down. And I ran and hid in the mangroves, under the mangroves at the Shark Park. There's the mangroves at the back, the water. And I was underneath the tree in the shade. And this old man followed me. And he came and sat on the edge of the shade and the tree, talking to me into the tree while he was watching the game. And I said to him, tell me when it's over. And then I kind of passed out. And then the old man said, hey, the game's over, the game's over. And I was, what? And I got up, and I ran off. And just as I got back in, I was running in. They were all huddling from the games finished and they're getting ready for the first grade trials. So this was a 21s trial that we were in. And then I asked the guy, can I have another turn? And I didn't know who the guy was, but it was a reserve grade coach. And he said to me, you're not going to get another go. You just fucking took your jersey off and threw it on the ground and ran off over there and went to sleep under the tree, you know? And then I said, no, I was protecting my broken hand and stuff like that. Anyway, he wasn't happy. Anyway, he was calling out this guy to play. He wasn't there. So they turned around, I was still there. And they said, get back on there. Gave me another jersey. We kicked off. The guy got the ball, ran straight at me, and I KO'd him. And then I thought we were going to have a fight or something. And then I heard my name and I turned around. It was the first grade coach and the 21s coach. And they stopped the game and they came and got me and took me off the field. And they said, can you come back next week and play against Parramatta? And then I said, okay then. And so I was walking off with the first grade coach and reserve grade coach back to the changing rooms, and Pio and my brothers and them all lying down. They said, what happened? I said, these guys asked me to come back and play against Parramatta. Then next week, I came back to Shark Park, and I was the only one that didn't have Sharks gears on. I had just all of my St. Peter's and different gears on, and I was sitting in the booth.
Is this the Cronulla top grade team?
Yeah. This is the for 21s. So it was the 21s, and then I played the other, the upper grade trial.
You're kidding?
Yeah, and then when the following week I went back. And then I was sitting in I think with the guy from my accounting class, he was in there. And then we were watching the game and we're sitting in the dugout, and then the phone rings and my friend says to me, pick it up, it's for you. And I said, are you sure? And he said, trust me, it's for you. I picked it up and I said, Leo, go on. And then man, I went on and I smashed it, you know. And then the following week they said to me, can you come back and play at the football stadium in the reserve grade?
But did they realise what was happening? Did they realise that that you weren't a part of the process?
Yeah,
that,
of course.
That you just walked in off, and how the hell did you get here?
And so it was funny how I got there. But as I got there, you can have talent and stuff, and determination, all these things, passion, enthusiasm, But you actually have to use your brain. You actually have to, for example, when I got there, I mean, I made it, by the time 3 to 4 trials, I was the inside centre for 21s.
Yeah.
And with Robbie Kearns, Aaron Borden, a lot of guys.
You're kidding, I love Robbie.
And Stuart, Aaron Raper, Johnny Raper, the legend's son.
Yeah.
Matt Rogers was our ball boy. You know, we had a massive team. We had a really good team. Unfortunately, we lost our last game to East, who were on the bottom of this.
Oh,
thing.
wow.
Yeah, we lost to them. But we were meant to have breezed it in, but unfortunately it didn't happen. But then the following year, I was 18. The following year, I was meant to play 21s again.
Yeah.
I didn't even play 21s, not even one game. I played all reserve grade for the whole, when I was 19. And I was inside centre for reserve grade. And it was really good. Like, what happened was that when I got there, the training regime and everything, it strengthens your talent, and that's what's happening at the moment. But you have to really, like for me, I calculated it, you know. Whatever they were doing, I did 4 times. You know, I didn't tell anybody. I just really, you know, really.
But that's what it takes, isn't it? Like, it's
you can't do what everyone's doing.
Yes.
Because you'll be like everyone.
I know. I know. Everybody can do a sidestep left and right, and everybody can throw that long pass, and you know, a spiral pass left and right, and all this. But you got to do that extra bit of work.
Yeah, and I think like when I look back at my career, it was short and sharp. When I got in there, I busted my way in there, and then I used my brain. I ×4 for everything, you know, and then I just ate the weights and I ate the training, and then I got better and better, and they saw me, and then they tracked all my physical stuff like jumping, speed, and that, and I kind of like broke all the records, you know.
It's amazing.
And they were.
Is that the way that you live your life though? When you say ×4, like everything do you do it ×4? Like,
you got to give it all your heart. You got to give it all.
Oh, you can give it all your heart, but you're giving it actually a lot more. Like, you know what I mean?
You have to, because that's what it to stand out from everyone.
Because it's funny you should say ×4, because there's a book I read. I can't remember the bloke's name, but it's a popular book that's out at the moment, and it's 10x. That 10x bloke. And which is basically, I was saying, it's like ×10. You know?
Well, I say ×4, but I probably ×10. And then my strength and my speed was very, very good. Yeah, so I played outside ET and Mark McGaw, which were the Australian centres, and they were at the peak of their careers. And so our coach was the Australian coach, Arthur Beetson, and we were under first. I'll tell you a funny story. When I climbed up the ladder into, I was in the big league named under 21s. And played that game under 21s. We're playing Balmain, so I played Balmain. I got player of the day against Balmain under 21s, and then the reserve grade coach came into the shower and said, "Leo, hurry up, have a shower, get ready. You're gonna play reserve grade today." And I said, "Oh, quickly had a shower," and then came out. Next thing you know, I was sitting in the dugout. The phone rings, and all the boys go, "That's for you." And I got player of the day for reserve grade too. I ran all over the. I was really, like, for me, I wasn't scared of anybody. I actually wanted to, you know, really wanted to be aggressive and everything, you know, and that's the way in the sport. You either knock them out or you're going to get knocked out. You know, so I got knocked out, as I said earlier. So I knew, you know, that I have to be strong. So.
But those concussions that you had in the past, did they sort of come back, no?
Well, I did get knocked out twice. But I'll tell you that story. Yeah, so after I played reserve grade, I got player of the day. And then I was in the shower, and then the reserve grade coach comes back and said, "Leo, get ready, you're going to play first grade today." And my friend Richard Drollett, Spoony, who was there, he came to my game. He was there, the only person out of all my family and friends to witness, and he was telling me that he was in the grandstand, and people go, "Who the fuck is that guy?" He just played ran around them, ran around. Now he's getting ready to come on. Well, I scored a 80-metre try, runaway try in first grade on my debut. off a ET ball. It was really full on because it was the fifth tackle and all the team was on this side of the field, and there was only me on the wing. And so they passed the ball to ET, and then instead of ET kicking it, because we were waiting for him to kick it, he sidestepped and threw a pass in front of me, so I had to run out so fast. I had to do the bolt. And I caught the ball and sidestepped the Australian winger, Nissan, who was the winger at that time for Australia, and then it was me and Gary Jack, and then Gary Jack, I saw him, and so I was going, I was thinking to myself, don't you know we're at Shark Park, I'm the fastest here. And I burnt him off, and I scored in the corner, and Roach, all of those guys in the Balmain team.
The big guns, eh?
We beat them there. I really enjoyed the game. I really enjoyed the vigour of the competition and all of that. Unfortunately, I didn't have management, agent or anything.
Okay.
I was literally playing for steak sandwiches. But the thing is, there was a stage where in the newspaper, in the Telegraph, it said, anyone who's played 7 first grade games, you should be on 30,000. This is 1990.
Yes.
So when I looked at it, I was like, what? I'm only on 10,000. So you know what? I didn't want to play anymore. And that's when I was at Manly, Manly. And then I was at Manly, I was thinking to myself, man, after this game, I'm taking off. And then I went home after the game. I didn't go with the team. I hardly ever went back to the, after the games. That's what they knew of me, because I would back home, go to church with my dad and so, but that night I just had it, and so I rang up my brother and told him I'm coming to New Zealand, and so he said, what? And I just said, look, don't worry about it, I'll tell you when I get there. And then I got my passport, bought a ticket, and then I took off.
Is that Rossetti?
Yeah, Rossetti. And so Rossetti and Department of Link picked me up. And so this is where Arthur Beetson ended up being the coach of Cronulla that year. And I took off, and my dad didn't know. Anyway, Arthur rings up my dad and says, hello, Mr. Tanoi, is your son Leo there? And my dad says, Leo, no, he plays for Cronulla Sharks, he plays for first grade, he's at training. And then Arthur Beetson said, this is Arthur Beetson, the Australian coach, and the Cronulla coach, your son hasn't been here for 3 weeks. Anyway, by the time they got me back, when I got back here, unfortunately, my brothers died in a car accident that following week, and they didn't ask me to stay. I had already run away, and so I didn't want to stay.
Those are that in itself with your 2 brothers. That was like a massive boom across the community, especially our neighbourhood. Like everybody knew your family. And it like really hit us hard. It's like it was like a celebrities. They were gone.
It was very tough, and so I didn't bother staying. And I remember on the field that day when I just come to say goodbye. No one asked anything. Because I had already gone AWOL. And I had made up my mind that I didn't want to play. And that by the time they got me back, my dad and that, my heart wasn't in it. And then when that happened, to be honest, right up to this day, 25 years later, I was asking myself the other day, what happened with my league career? And then I realised I had buried that so deep, I didn't even remember. I had no, and then I was confused. What happened? What went wrong? And then I realised, and then I was like, wow. But I guess, for me, as Paul Vata, a good friend I grew up with him at De La Salle, he used to say, Sully, you're probably the first guy from De La Salle to play for the NRL, for the thing.
But you know what the thing is, like if you mention Leo Tanoi to like the generation now and all that, it's hard for them to track. They probably go maybe mid 90s, maybe even 2000 when they look at Pacific Islanders. But here you were running around, 1990. And
there wasn't many Islanders playing when I was playing.
But the guys in the neighbourhood, we used to stay up later, the Friday night rugby league ARL when it was back then, and we used to stay up and watch you play, and man, you're really awesome. Man. It was like, I look at the Cronulla, I look at the some of those young kids that are playing for Cronulla, the Islander fellas, man, they remind me so much of you, the way they work, the way they run.
Yeah, for me it was, when I look at a lot of people ask, do you regret that? And I said, I don't really regret it because I got to the peak of where I wanted to go, I chose not to be there. I wasn't in a situation where I wasn't wanted. You know what I mean? They wanted me to play. They wanted me to grow and things. But I got bored, distracted.
At that point in time, you obviously took some time off. But what happened to your brothers? Geez, that would have just put you on
it cemented my pathway. I didn't feel like playing anymore, and I had lost the passion for the game, the love for the game, and all of that. And so, it started me off on another career where I went into youth works.
Okay.
Worked with the Aboriginal community in Greenfern as an after-hours worker. And then I really appreciated the lessons of life, what's happening to the Aboriginal people. So, so I've been working in different areas of the Aboriginal community in those early days. I'm still, when we were working there, I was working across the road at Jarjum, teaching the kids English. Then across the other side was Koori Radio, so I've been at Koori Radio for 20 years now, and I do a radio show called Samoan Dreaming, and we've been doing that show for 20 years, on and off.
Tell us some more about that particular show that you do with the Samoan Dreaming.
Well, I was at the centre working, and the Aboriginal lady comes in and says, anybody know how to do any broadcaster? And the other person didn't turn up. And I said, I'll give it a go. Next thing we're in there doing the radio.
Totally. You're just one for opportunities, eh?
And
put your hand up.
I put my hand up, and then they asked me if I wanted to do a show.
Okay.
And we were in a testing situation there where Koori Radio was coming off their long-term partnership with Skid Row here, and they become Koori Radio, and they were doing their test while I was down there, and then I became a broadcaster. And so while I was there, I actually did a show. I got two shows at Koori Radio. One's called the Black President Show, so I'm the Black President.
Yes.
And then when we were doing our show, we had our meeting, and then they asked, do you know anyone who can do a Sunday show? And then I thought, Sundays? I said, I'll try it. And the next thing, we did Samoan Dreaming. Samoan meaning Samoan. Dreaming is Aboriginal. Yes. And then the dream time and the thing. So the show was the standard show, news, sports, weather, for Samoa, history. And so, and we're on a wide wavelength. It reaches all, and so heaps of Samoans listening to us speak in broken Samoan.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Talking, and they're laughing, and people like it. And I'm really into Samoan history, and that's how I used to read a lot of history and talk about it. And I think in some areas it's taboo and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's going to the death. If people have information about history and that, and they don't tell anyone, it goes down.
So that's you lose it.
Yeah. So the approach we had was like, don't be scared of talking about history. Be careful about talking about other people's history, because they own that history. And so there's certain ways of saying it. So we just look at main characters within history. Over the last 2,000 years, 1,000 years, 500 years, and then we talk about the structure of Samoan society and all of those sort of things.
So that's the sort of the question I wanted to ask you was, like, are there any, what parallels do you have with the Aboriginal culture, you know, up against the Samoan culture? Are there similarities you know, with you know, customs and stuff like that?
Oh, definitely. We're both oral cultures,
Yes.
you know, and their culture is very long.
Wow.
You know, and you know, yeah. So this is like 80 to 100,000 years old, and their storytelling has survived all of this time. We've been in the Pacific, according to a lot of academic and theoretical stuff, been there in the South Pacific maybe 4,000 or 5,000 years.
Yeah.
Before leaving places like Taiwan into Philippines, Malay and Indonesia, and all of this complex sort of journeys that our people did over and before they started coming into the Pacific. So it's quite complex.
Yes, it
but,
is.
you know, we know enough about ourselves and about the culture.
Yeah.
And we just try and keep it simple but informative.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and so it was interesting because we won all the radios.
Yeah.
We won the history segment.
Oh, that's
All the
fantastic.
prize giving, because I would research all the stuff. I had a lot of, you know, consulting to other Mackays.
Yeah.
You know, I was very thankful that I had a lot of people in support. The show, we had like about 6-7 other broadcasters who were just as passionate as New Zealand-born Samoans to re-engage their culture or reconnect with their culture. They had different relationships with their parents where they were able to, you know, talk about Whasamoa or to ask them about Whasamoa.
Okay, yeah.
And so, you know, the standard, you know, church thing is where you learn the Whasamoas, they teach you a little bit, you know.
Okay.
And then, but for me, you know, what I could see is that you can teach someone like a parrot to say things, but where does that sit within the bigger scheme of things? You can teach people go look or to say things, but you know, so a more holistic approach to understanding the Whasamoa. What are the tenets? What are they trying to achieve?
Okay.
But what I've realised and found out more and more by research, that Samoa is very structured and very hierarchical. And, and then with the interaction of Christianity, changed it to, you know, for good and bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then these are things that you discuss on your show?
Yeah,
or
we did.
Yeah,
we discuss stuff. Some people ring up and say, "I disagree."
Oh, there you go. You know, that's all right. All right.
Most of the stuff people were happy, but you know, if we were talking about whakawhitinga and that, some people would ring up and say, "I disagree."
Okay.
And what our policy was, "Thank you very much."
Oh, okay.
Thank you very much. You know.
Yeah.
For giving us your thing, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we never really, you know, but we were always in support of LGBTIQ, whakawhitinga, you know. We're more into interpersonal relationships, people on earth, you know, let God deal with God stuff. You know? And we just get on with each other.
You know,
all of that sort of stuff.
With the whakawhitingas, it's definitely a big part of our culture as well.
Yeah, and you know, religion is for me, I believe, this is my personal opinion, that religion in that sense has done a disservice to that side of our culture. Yeah. Because now our people have to live in shame and all of that. Before, you know, God made the heaven and the earth like about 1 billion trillion years ago. Why would he be concerned about guys writing the Bible, you know, and then interpreting what God said? Come on. God made the heavens and the earth. Why would he be concerned about that? You know, it doesn't make sense to me, from all my experiences, that they should be focusing on this. What about other people that, you know, kill people and, you know, all of the real crimes of the world.
And you've got a close association with that side of the community over here as well?
With the we formed the group Oceania Rainbow is the first Pacific group for the Mardi Gras, and we did the float, and we won the float of the year that year. I wrote the grant actually, and we received funds from the Mardi Gras. I'm the only LGBTIQ.
Okay.
I'm considered straight or hetero.
Okay.
But I'm not going. For me, I'm happy to help them as human beings.
Yeah.
You know, because they are human beings before anything else, and anything else is just judgmental of who they are.
Yeah.
And they need to. People just need to realise, you know, don't get caught. Don't get caught in listening to stuff. Get out there. Shake their hands.
Oh, I think that's very important. Yeah.
You know, but if you want to stand from a far distance and then, you know, talk about that community, you know really little about, you haven't come right there to see it, you know. People suffer from, you know, it's like, for example, a small kid realises he's gay.
Yeah.
Hid it from everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Hid it from his parents.
Yeah.
And then, these are case scenarios. Tells the parents reject them.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard the story again and again. Tongan, Samoan, Maori, da da da.
Is this in the modern?
Yeah.
Like Samoan family sort of?
Yeah, everywhere. It's happening today.
Like in the traditional Samoan sort of family, if you come out as being whawhawhinge, then it's accepted, isn't it?
Well,
traditional wise, or are you talking post? Everything changed post all the bombardment of all the different religions that came into Samoa. Everything changed then?
Yeah, it sure did.
Okay.
Because they were still there. There were fingers hanging out with everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, it's most definitely a massive feature for Polynesians and right across. Like,
look,
you know.
At the end of the day, I'll keep it very short. Don't go and judge people. Get out there.
Yeah.
Say g'day to them. You know.
Yeah. Well,
they're human beings.
That's pretty important.
And this is what I'm saying. People make judgments on people. You know. It's pointless. Your spirituality is affected. You're better off going in and supporting them and saying, "Hey, brother, how are you going?
Yeah.
All good." You know. But I think people don't realise, because they're not in that community, to see that people killing themselves.
Yeah.
You know, because they're not wanted.
Okay.
They are not wanted, and they have to suffer from this because they're getting no support from their close-knit community, whether they're Samoan or not. You know, I'm talking just generally now.
Yeah.
You know, and people were putting them down, and the abuse. There's a lot of abuse. You know what I mean? Look at the yes/no vote. All the yes people getting abused by no people.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just wrong. So what I'm trying to say is that for me, it's more about humanity than religious sort of things.
Okay.
Religious things, you just leave it up to your God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why.
What you said before, I think it's very important for a lot of people, including me as well.
Yeah.
Is you've got to go out there.
Yeah.
You got to go out and meet these people and have a chat to these people.
It's the same as Aboriginal. They haven't even gone to. How many documentaries are Australian people going to take white people into the Aboriginal communities to find themselves and look back and say, "Oh well, we never thought you kid." You know why? Because the whole media and so there's a massive discredit that's going from a federal, state, and a local thing on many things. It's the same as gay people, it's the same as black people, it's the same as islanders, or they're troublemakers, da 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 da, you know. And so this is what it's about. It's about brainwashing in masses and people not protecting their mind and their soul from the dirty shit. It's like koka, you know. You're picking up rubbish to fill your brain. And that's where our spirit, our physical, mental and spiritual has to be intact to see through all of these things, to see that humanity and the brothers and sisters, and to have empathy and sympathy and love and compassion for all of our brothers and sisters. That's what it's about.
Malo. Thank you so much for tuning into my chat with Leo. Please like and share, and please comment. Would love to hear your thoughts, even just to say tawafa. Thanks to Leo, a pretty remarkable Polynesian doing great things in the community. But stay tuned. I'll be releasing the second half of our chat, launching in a couple of days. Also check out my links. I'll leave them right at the end. And until then, till next time, lots of alofa. Tō whāwhai fua.